Hey guys, today we're working on a 1975 Ford 351 Windsor. We're going to swap out the water pump on it. Guy right there. So on my truck, first thing you got to do is scoot the power steering pump in, take this belt off. I have basically had a fan shroud delete, so I'm probably not going to have to take that off, but I will have to take the fan off. So those will be the first two things we do. With this belt loose, next we got to take out the 4 fan bolts. And these are going to be 1/2 inch. And I just pulled the whole fan out with the bolts and spacer still attached. And that pulley comes out. Just gonna leave the belt there. Alrighty. Next, we're going to start draining the coolant system. Try disconnecting this lower radiator hose. And then the heater hoses here too have to disconnect. Got the lower radiator hose disconnected. So while that's draining, I'm going to get these 2 heater hoses right under here disconnected. Hoping for the most part all the fluid has already come out of them since I disconnected that first. Oh yeah, these are basically dry. Just remember which heater hose goes to which port on the water pump. With the coolant just about drained, the next step is start taking out the brackets that are bolted through the water pump. Alright, I've got these 2 bolts to the power steering pump bracket, and I've got 2 bolts for the alternator bracket to come out next. that bolt right there that my alternator is bracketed to. The bottom one is super long. That top one's a little bit shorter. The two that came out of the power steering pump bracket are just that long. Now there's a bolt up under here for the power steering bracket. I think I'm gonna have to loosen so that I can move the bracket out of the way. All right, now I can start taking out the bolts that actually hold the water pump in. While I do that, I'm gonna take them right out of where they come here and then put them straight into the new water pump in the same holes so that I know where everything goes. The last bolt right here has to, I had to run one all the way through and put a nut on either end. So I'm gonna take that out and the water pump should come off. All right, all the bolts are out. So theoretically, the water pump should come off. Yay. All right, just make sure that you have a bucket under there, because more water will come out. So I went ahead, transferred all the bolts back into the old pump in the same holes they came out of. So now we're gonna run a thin line of RTV around where the gasket goes so that the gasket will stick to this while we're putting it in. And we'll also put some either on the back side of the gasket or on the timing cover so that we make sure we get a good seal there. And then we'll be ready to bolt this back in. All right, got that gasket stuck on. I'll do one more layer and then we'll go bolt it up. All right, new water pump in. I just got 2 bolts in it right now. I am putting thread sealant on all the bolts just to make sure. I don't know which ones of these come in contact with water or if any of them are supposed to, but I'm playing it safe. I'm going to put all the other bolts in and then we'll start buttoning everything up. Okay, I got my brackets hooked back up, so we're good there. I got the alternator belt back on. Next I'm going to do lower radiator hose and those heater hoses, get those finished up. Then power steering belt, and then we'll fill the system. So there you go, old pump is out, new pump is in, everything's back together. The RTV says to let it sit for 24 hours before you add anything, any coolant or turn it on. So we'll probably let it sit for a couple hours. Then we'll fill her up, bleed it, and be on the road. Thanks for watching.